don't think that's focused.
What's not focused?
Would it be focused on that?
No.
Well, you should just come right here and do it in front of the No, a little farther back. Like to where we are.
Yeah. Like back here.
And then do it like you mean it.
Perfect.
That was good. Bro, we did it. We're starting a podcast.
This is it. This is what we wanted to do.
Let's go, dude.
It's been our dream.
Gonna be exciting. Life Church Youth Podcast. Let's go.
It's gonna be once a month. We're gonna talk about some crazy things. Maybe some
probably not
youth night recaps.
Youth night recaps. We might go skydiving.
Might go skydiving. What
podcast is skydiving?
Yeah, never heard of it.
Ours.
Just ours.
You might swim with sharks.
Swim with some sharks.
Things we're afraid to do. We're
Absolutely.
Gonna do because of this podcast.
Maybe get some tattoos on this podcast.
This week we're actually doing that.
Actually, yeah, that's our segment.
Did you talk to Bryce?
Yeah, bro. Bryce is bringing his tattoo gun.
We're gonna have a segment this podcast for getting tattoos, and we're gonna have some people pick different random tattoos.
Yep.
We're gonna spin a wheel. Whatever the wheel lands on, we're getting that podcast.
That's what we're getting. We're getting a tattoo that podcast, not getting a podcast that tattoo. That's how my brain would work. If you guys don't know, I have dyslexia. So that means that I have a severe disadvantage to life in general. And I can't spell words or read them. So. And it also messes up with my brain. Like saying sentences. Yeah.
This is going to be hard. For the first couple weeks, this podcast is going to be... There will be a lot of cutting.
I think so. But I think you said like by the third or fourth one, we'll
probably figure it out.
We're good to go. This is actually pretty nerve-wracking.
I'm scared.
This is about what it feels like to stand in front of
I basically speak for a living, and there's not even people in the room.
Yeah,
it's more intense.
This is exactly what it feels like to stand in front of a group of 60 like sixth graders, and them all just constantly judge you, and not respond to things.
Can we talk about that? Because it's easy to talk to anyone.
Absolutely.
That just gives you some sort of courtesy laugh.
Yep.
Courtesy response. Courtesy, amen. Middle school and even high school, it's probably the most brutal people to talk in front of. Because you're pouring your heart and soul into...
Literally pouring.
Your prayer is that what you say and what you're speaking literally changes them.
Yeah.
And as you spent this time preparing your notes, praying over your sermon, asking God what to share, and then as you're delivering this heartfelt, powerful message that you've been putting your blood, sweat, and tears into, they're in the back trading Skittles. Literally trading Skittles. There's a couple in the back making out.
Yep. You got a couple maybe even talking about crystals and the stars
signs.
Aligning. Yeah, the signs.
Yeah. Everything but what you've put your blood, sweat, and tears into.
Genuinely. Like, I know I've only spoken a handful of times, like 3. And it's absolutely the most nerve-wracking thing to do is when you think, oh, this is going to be good. I have, God has put a word in me, and it's like going to maybe impact some people. And they look at you like you spoke Spanish to them, and all they speak is English. It hurts.
And then you get where, if you're speaking in main service or to adults or whatever, they'll give you like a, hey, bud, you did a good job.
Yeah, like a amen. Yeah.
Like afterwards, hey, bud, you did a good job.
Yeah.
They bud you, but that's okay because I'm 24. You're 62. You can bud me. That's fine.
Yeah.
But like every once in a while, I'll get like, hey, man, that was a good talk. You're really getting better at this stuff.
Genuinely.
From a middle schooler. You're getting better at this
middle
stuff.
Middle schooler go, hey, bro, that was a great TED Talk.
I'm proud of you. I'm 24. You're 12. What do you mean you're proud of me?
What do you mean? Yeah, that's awful.
What about being a youth leader and you're texting people and you're just really trying to sow into their life and they'll hit you with things like, hey, bud, can't make it to lunch today, maybe next time.
Or even like, hey, we're having a small group meeting, come out, invite your friends maybe, and they hit you with I have piano lessons. And you go, Kyle, I've known you forever. You
can't drop names. You can't drop names.
I will have to cut that out. It wasn't Kyle. I was just throwing a random name out there. So Chad goes, dude, I have piano lessons. You're like, Chad, I've known you for 2 years now. You've never done piano. You said you're music illiterate. You have dyslexia in music. You can't. You're a liar, bro.
Did this really happen?
No, that's a fake story. But we should go with it because that happens sometimes.
Yeah, like, yo, you should come hang out at our small group, and you've bought 6 things of pizza.
Yeah.
And you're really expecting God to move up, to show up and bring, all the middle schoolers to your middle school small group, only for 8 people to commit.
Yep.
But 3 people show up.
Yeah.
And one of the people have to leave early.
Yeah. Hey, but honestly, if those 3 people get impacted from our small group, it's amazing. That's what we feel like God's called us to do. So even if we impact those 3, we're doing our job.
That's what we believe, anyways. You got so spiritual,
dude. I felt like that was a serious moment.
That was a good point, though. That's
Thanks.
a good point. You just gotta.
You looked at me like, dude, what are you saying? I was like, wait, what?
So what are we going to talk about in this podcast?
So
we're going to do a lot of things.
I think I want to hit us with a sports update. If any of you guys seen that movie Hustle, I haven't seen it. It's probably bad. Don't watch it.
Why would you give an update on a movie you haven't watched?
Can you just let me finish?
Okay, yeah, my bad.
So in this movie, there's a basketball player, Juan Hernan Gomez. He's portrayed to be. He's a real basketball player. Played for the. Oh man, I want to say. I think it's the Timberwolves or the Jazz, and he just got waived actually. So that's my sports update. I don't know if you have anything, but like they made a movie about this guy, and he just got waived. So it must hurt.
Honestly, I didn't know that. I didn't know he was still playing basketball. But imagine Adam Sandler hires you to make a basketball movie.
A basketball movie.
But you're like the most average NBA basketball player of all time.
Yeah. And
then you finish making this basketball movie only to get... Where did that come from?
I have no idea, dude. I just saw it.
only to get waived from an actual basketball team.
Yeah. That's like asking a comedian to come.
No, don't give it an analogy. I feel like this analogy is going to be really bad.
No, it was going to be good. Okay, I won't finish it though.
You can do it.
I actually didn't know where I was going with it, so let's just move on to the next segment. Yeah.
Wait, what's the movie Hustle about?
Hustle, I think it's about, so I think Adam Sandler's playing like an agent, and he like finds this guy named Bo Cruz, which, what an awful basketball name. Bo Cruz, like C-R-U-Z. Not, if your name is Bo or /Cruz,
wait, Allie,
those are great names separate.
Segment, we need Cole to spell some words. It's going to be a spelling bee. So by the way, shout out to Allie. She's going to be directing.
She's behind the camera.
Helping us from the side, helping us do some research and stuff like that.
Anything that goes on at Life Church, Allison Deaton has her fingerprint on it. So if it goes good, it's because of Allie. If it goes bad, it's because of Allie.
If this podcast sucks,
it's because of Allie. But yeah, shout out to Allie.
Could you look up some like really crazy words that Cole can then turn around and spell? And in post edit, like we'll have them at the bottom. How he spells
they'll show up. Yeah.
But anyways, what you're saying, he's a manager. He's a manager,
and I think he like finds them. I haven't seen it. My wife doesn't want to watch it with me because she doesn't like sports movies. So that's like kind of
what is it rated though?
I don't even know.
Adam Sandler movies have been rated R recently.
Yeah, it's probably not rated on Netflix,
which is
worse. The worst of the worst.
Is it?
Yeah. Not rated is when it's like super bad.
Spoken like a true homeschooler.
All right, well,
I'm just kidding. No, for sure.
No,
don't watch.
Dude, speaking of homeschooling,
I've never watched it on radio.
Speaking of homeschooling, I get made fun of for being socially awkward when the kids who are making fun of me are the most socially awkward. Shout out to Josh Porzio. I love you, bro.
Josh Porzio for being on our podcast. We love you, bro. I'll see you on Wednesday.
Wow.
Anyways,
unfortunate.
We got to talk about some crazy things. Like this has to be like a juicy podcast.
Absolutely. Honestly,
I think we need to start with talking about what it's like to work at the church.
Okay, really so
what's it like?
I've worked here for 3 months. Right?
Is that true? I don't know.
No, I got hired 2/22/22. That's not a month.
What?
I got hired in February the 22nd.
4 months.
4 months. So it's been 4 months. It has been the worst experience of. No, I'm kidding. It's been really fun. What we do is we get here at 9:00. We have a staff meeting from like 9 to maybe 10:30, and then
never 10:30.
Okay, so 9 to 10, and normally by that time, Caleb and I are very hungry, so we go get buttered biscuits.
We go to Chick-fil-A.
We go to Chick-fil-A. We get buttered biscuits. We see Zach Santilli. I can't say his last name. Can you say his last name?
I don't know what it is.
Okay, well, we see Zach. We see Joel. We see Zion. We see my brother-in-law. We see Eamon. And a couple other people, and then we come back to the church, we eat our buttered biscuits, and by that time it's already lunchtime, so then we go to lunch, then we eat, no, actually, we do a lot of work in between, trust me. I just can't tell you what that work is. So, Caleb, what's it like?
It was really good. I mean, what you do is you make podcasts.
Make podcasts. I edit podcasts. I make.
And youth night.
Playing youth night.
Like the absolutely terrible game that we played this Wednesday.
Yeah, this terrible game that we played Wednesday. Yeah. I'm not going to talk about that.
Should we redo the game for this podcast?
I mean, we could, but I don't really want to.
Yeah, because you weren't funny.
No, it wasn't funny. So,
anyways, here's what you got to talk about. Okay, I need your least favorite person on staff and your favorite person on staff.
All right, so my least favorite person on staff is Allison Deaton.
Explain why.
Gosh, so many reasons. I'm drawing a blank. Getting nervous now. I think it's because wherever I go, she like follows me. Yeah, it's like having a 3-month-old puppy. It's like you never get rid of him. No, that's not it.
Do you know what it's like to have a 3-month-old puppy?
No clue.
I love you.
I do have a dog that's
very unrelatable analogy.
Wait, I do have a dog, and this dog I shun it away, like I'll kick it, and it'll come back to me. Shun, yeah, you know, like Amish shun people. Like you've been shunned, like I don't want to see you.
So you kick it out of the house?
I've never kicked it out of the house. I've kicked it out of my room, and what it does is I kicked it out of my room, and it sits there and scratches on the door because it wants back in. But it knows, but I know that I don't like it, but it doesn't know that. So it's kind of like Allie. That's my analogy.
Oh, that's a good analogy.
Yeah.
Allison is, if you've ever had a cousin or a young, like for instance, growing up, I have a younger cousin. I mean, you're my younger cousin, but I had one younger than you. How old was he? How much younger is he than me? Director? He's 17. So he's 7 years younger than me. So, right, when I'm 14 years old, he's 7.
Yeah.
And I'm playing Xbox, and first of all, he thinks I'm the coolest kid ever because I'm 7 years older than him, and I'm his cousin.
Of course. I thought you were the coolest kid ever.
For sure. You still think I'm the coolest kid ever.
I do.
Just kidding. And they just want to be around you nonstop. And you're playing Xbox, and they're like, hey, can I play? And you're like, in a minute, I'll let you play.
Yeah, or you hand them a controller that's disconnected.
Has it been a minute yet?
Yeah.
Can I play yet? Is it my turn yet? And you're like, 1 second, dude. And he's like, is it my turn yet? Is it my turn yet? And then finally you're like, hey, bro, why don't you just step out of the room for a little bit? And then he cries because you're his hero and you just disappointed him.
Yeah.
And then you have to apologize. You have to let him back in the room, and you have to let him play your Xbox.
Yeah.
And it's not fun.
Yeah.
That's Allie.
No, Allie's actually probably one of my favorite people on staff. I just want to clarify that.
Pretty cool.
I love you, Allie. This is all jokes. She makes fun of us more than we make fun of her, and that's a fact. You can take it to the bank.
Okay, who is your favorite person to work with?
My favorite person to work with is gotta be
God. Okay.
It's gotta be God.
I'm kidding.
No, it's Caleb Deaton. Absolutely one of the most fun people to work with. He has great ideas. He gets creative juices flowing. He's always got good ideas.
All right, this is something that we can address here on this podcast, and maybe we can make this podcast like kind of like healing or like, bonding moments
absolutely.
For us.
Okay.
So this conversation has come up, and it's specifically come up with our wives.
Yeah.
And the conversation is that we hang out too much.
Yeah.
First of all, what does that mean to hang out too much? How do you know that you're hanging out too much? And then, like, are we hanging out too much?
So, I don't think there's like a Richter scale of like.
Do you know?
It's a scale, dude. It's like a graph.
Okay.
Dude, I use big words. There's not a Richter scale of like how much we hang out with each other.
Someone start dropping a bunch of definitions of the words that Cole uses in the comments.
That'd be sick.
And then tell him if he's using them accurately or not.
No, so there's no way to actually like tell if we hang out too much because first of all we work together.
Does it count? Does it count that we're hanging out if we're working?
No, I don't think so. I don't count this as hanging out at all. I think this is work.
This is strictly business.
Yeah, and actually we hang out maybe twice, not even once a week, maybe.
Once a week.
And that's
we
like
hang out once a
dinner.
Week. Occasionally, and that's with our wives.
Yeah, absolutely.
Occasionally, like we've played golf twice in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That's twice in 2 weeks. And
it's not uncommon.
Normally we're with our wives.
Absolutely.
Or normally like we had youth conference.
Yep.
And we went to Texas Roadhouse.
Yep.
To feast.
Yeah.
Because of our hard work.
And that's
a biblical thing.
Yeah, right? Absolutely.
So we were mainly following biblical principles to feast and celebrate the work of the Lord.
Yes.
Other than that, we don't hang out too much.
I don't think we hang out.
We go to lunch every single day, but that's
also, not hanging out, dude.
Yeah.
You have to eat.
But I go to lunch with Allison every single day too.
And you guys aren't best friends.
And no one's arguing that we hang out too much.
Yeah, no, I've never heard anyone say.
Matter of fact, she's asking to hang out more.
I've actually never heard anyone say, "Hey, Caleb, you hang out way too much with your sister."
No.
Because it's never happened.
Yeah. Dude, we should bring in our wives to the podcast.
That'd be I think it would just be them talking about how bad we are.
For sure. Maybe we shouldn't.
Let's not do that.
So we don't hang out too much. That's officially.
No, I don't think we hang out too much.
Yeah. Let's decide right now the tattoos that we're adding. And Allie, you can chime in and you can help.
I've always wanted.
If you speak up loud enough, you'll subtly show up in the back of the volume.
I've always wanted a cactus tattoo on my leg. Caleb drew a cactus on me, and from that point
when I was
on,
like 16.
Yeah, from that point I was like, dude.
You guys ever grow up and give yourself Sharpie tattoos?
All the time, dude.
Because we did.
Yeah, I remember actually one of my friends Sharpie tattooed my whole leg.
Your entire leg.
Genuinely.
Was it good, or was it like
fantastic?
Just
no, he like drew like Gucci signs and like.
Do you have a picture of it?
I mean, I do.
You can find it. Will you put it? Post it. You don't have to look for it now.
Oh, okay.
We'll do post it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've always wanted a cactus, and if this camera can see that cactus in the corner, I think that would be a sick tattoo. Maybe like right in this general area. Yeah, like right here. I would be perfectly fine with it right there. Yeah.
You know what's been coming up on my YouTube lately?
What's that?
That it's like these really spiritual people. These like religious videos. People quoting scriptures and explaining why tattoos are bad. And why tattoos are sending you to hell. That's like been on my YouTube. You know, like the YouTube. They're not reels. What are they called? The YouTube.
Yeah, I bet
clips.
I bet those people eat pork too.
Yeah, and cut their hair.
And wear mixed clothing. Like they mix cotton with like, what's another?
Is that the mixed clothing? Is that like not mixing certain fabrics with other fabrics?
That's what I always pictured it as. Oh, okay. Is it not that?
I don't know. I'm not.
Is it like boys and girls' clothes?
Commentary on Leviticus.
Who has?
I don't know.
Theologians?
Yeah.
Yeah, not us.
Yeah, my favorite scripture from Leviticus is don't cook a baby goat in its mother's milk.
Yeah, because who would do that?
And I think that's one that stands to this day. Yeah. I think that's harsh.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. The fact that even the thought, first you have to milk the goat, then you have to steal its baby, and then boil it in its own mother's milk.
Well, are you stealing its baby if you own its mother? Okay, so we have a cactus. Allie, do you have any opinions of what other ideas? Small little tattoos we should get?
No.
I like the cactus idea. What about just like a classic smiley face?
I think a classic smiley face would be good.
What about like a Nike logo where the Nike logo falls on your sock? So you'd have to get it right here.
I would not do that.
No?
I have.
So we're not
yeah,
doing
no. Yeah.
We won't.
My legs just go like this. I have no ankle. So that would.
You have no ankle and I have no calf. So we're kind of in the same boat.
I mean, I have slight of an ankle. Like, let's not.
You have cankles?
I do not have
cankles.
Do you have cankles? I really genuinely don't.
You don't?
I don't think I mean.
Show them.
Nah, people are definitely going to say I do. I don't. It's not like straight. It's like, it tapers a little bit. Yeah, like I'm on the edge.
Is that your biggest insecurity in life?
No, my biggest insecurity is my knees bow in. That when I'm standing straight and people can see me, it's absolutely terrifying. So sometimes I'll bend my knees. I'll look shorter just so my knees don't look bowed in.
So do you because being short, is that an insecurity for you?
No, not at all. I could care less.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, man, that's pretty, like, you have one insecurity that's greater than another, so you kind of harp on the one insecurity to not make the other one so great.
Yeah, no.
Did that make sense?
Yeah, I hear you. And definitely, no. It's that one insecurity tramples over every other one.
What's the second insecurity for you?
My teeth. I don't like smiling.
Really?
Yeah, I had braces, but then I lost my retainer, so my teeth went back to normal.
Okay, so that's not I think my teeth are fine, but I have the fear that they're getting worse, and it's not really a fear; they are getting worse.
They are, yeah.
So I didn't get retainers,
statistically,
and this one's twisting.
Yeah,
and it's making me slightly insecure.
I constantly have dreams that my teeth will fall out.
Yeah,
and that terrifies me.
Yeah, or like my teeth fall out, or like I have teeth problems.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because there's certain things that you can't replace in life. So you can't replace your teeth.
No.
You can, but it's not the same.
They're never going to be the same as they were.
If you replace your teeth, then you're not going to enjoy food as much.
It's like getting a new hip. Once you get rid of your first hip...
My father-in-law got a new hip.
Shout out to David Wolf.
He's 110% better than he was before.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Praise God. Praise God. Praise God for that. Yeah, it's like if you get your big toe cut off and you get another one, it's not ever going to be the same.
You can't get another big toe, though.
There's
like
not big toe donors?
They'll give you false teeth.
Wait, so hold on, pause. So, like, if I'm an organ donor, aren't my limbs organs? Alright, pause. Oh, we're going to cut that one. Guys, I said it on purpose.
I know, but bro.
I said it on purpose. Okay, we just won't add the on purpose part.
When you back out of a comment really fast because
Caleb is crying.
Why would you say that on purpose though?
Because it was a thought I had at a younger age, and so I've always carried it with me.
So it's still a thought today, or
yeah, like I always thought that humans were like starfish, where you could cut a limb off. Not that it would regrow back.
Why would a limb? Listen to what you're saying. You're saying my limb is an organ. No, your limb's a limb. No, you know what I mean.
So I'm gonna finish
I need tissues, dude.
I'm gonna finish my original thought. Humans are like starfish, where you could not necessarily grow the limb back, but
well, aren't starfish both male and female?
Dude, can you stop for a second? That you could like basically sew the limb onto someone else, and it would attach. Not the bones or anything, but at least the muscle and tissue would.
People do the bones attach. So like.
Okay, that just blew my mind.
If an arm gets cut off completely, how do you think a bone heals?
Yeah, but I think it's because they're both the same bone and they know each other. See, but like here, if I put your bone on my arm, they don't know each other. Would it work?
I think it would. But I don't know. Someone tell us in the comments. Is someone medically inclined enough to tell us that if someone gets an arm cut off, and then you take someone else's arm and attach it, would the cells recognize each other and the bones recognize each other and mend together and connect?
Yeah, I don't know.
And would the skin grow over each other? Would it grow together?
What if your skin tone's different than the person that's giving you their arm?
And then it grows together.
Yeah.
And then would the one skin tone adopt the other skin tone? If that's also true. Dude, this is deep stuff.
Deep stuff.
Yeah. So we still didn't get to the tattoos, but we'll figure it out. Let's get to the spelling bee.
All right, spelling bee. Yeah.
So Cole is dyslexic, and we're in no way roasting his dyslexia.
No.
And if you have dyslexia, first of all, keep on going, dude. You're achieving a lot in life.
Okay, so dyslexia, I think the number one way to deal with it is to laugh about it. Don't let your friends make fun of you, but laugh about it. Tell yourself that, hey,
I make fun of you.
Tell yourself that, hey, I can actually get over this by, yeah, I still haven't figured out how to get over it. So if you know how to get over it, please let me know.
So is dyslexia an insecurity of yours?
So sometimes it is.
Spelling and stuff like that?
So spelling sometimes. So like I do social media posts, and I misspell a lot of things.
Yeah, so like you made a post today, and when you made the graphic, you flipped the H and the G.
Did I really?
Yeah.
Which graphic? Are you talking about breathtaking? Breaking? Breakthrough. Yeah. Okay, I thought you meant the one I made today, and I got really nervous.
The one you made today, you did have a slight thing. Like yesterday, you made it yesterday. You posted it today. That one, you had a slight thing, but we fixed it.
Which?
I think you mixed the H and the T up.
Yes. No, actually, I didn't add the K. The T and the H were supposed to be there. I didn't add the K. I just missed the K.
The K for what?
Break.
No, but the youth post today. You mixed up the H and the T, but you fixed it yesterday. Anyways, it's not important. Right. Let's get into spelling.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yes, you're right. All right, spelling. Wait, actually, hold on. Let me clear this up.
But this man, what we want to inspire you today with
Yes, absolutely. You guys, if you're struggling with dyslexia, you can get through it. Talk to some people about it. They can give you tips on how to, I abbreviate words or, spelling tips like that.
And there's a lot of people that they learn how to spell through.
Yes, absolutely. You can eventually train yourself, but I never wanted to. All right, go ahead.
First word is paradigm.
Paradigm. That's like paradigm. Paradigm. Like paradigms?
Not exactly.
P-A-I-R.
No. You were getting there.
P-A-R?
Yeah.
E?
No.
Is it straight off the P-A-R-D?
No.
P-A-R-A.
Yes.
D-I-M-E.
No.
Interesting. Can you go ahead and spell it for me?
Yeah.
P-A-R-A-D-I-G.
G?
Yeah.
There's a G in paradigm? Are you sure you didn't misspell it? Let's get a fact check on that.
No,
hey Siri, how do you spell paradigm?
Paradigm.
I guess my phone's dumb too. Hey, shut up. All right, go ahead.
Okay, next word, pronunciation.
Pronunciation. P-R-O. That's where I get mixed up my vowels.
Wait, what was the word I zoned out?
P-R-O-N-O-U? P-R-O-N-U-N? I-C? A-T-I-O-N.
No, you missed one.
Yeah, just one.
Just one?
Yeah, it was the A.
I feel like my life's always been like that, just missing one.
I think we should do one more, and then we kind of proved the fact that you have dyslexia you struggle with.
Dude, also, I want to talk about that. People are like, dude, no, you just can't read. No, bro, I actually struggle.
From crying, laughing, my sinuses are like flaring up. Like my nose is running. All right.
What does it have to do with what I just said,
I really want to talk about this because can I be 100% honest with you?
Go ahead.
If I hurt your feelings, we'll just talk it out. Okay.
Right, yeah.
I used to think you weren't dyslexic.
I was just dumb. I absolutely agree with you.
I was like, he says dyslexia, but he just can't spell. Okay. But here's the thing. I also think from working with you, I've seen a lot of actual dyslexia traits in you. I think being homeschooled, having dyslexia
definitely did not help.
You were scared to spell because you struggled with it so hard that you actually quit spelling.
Yep.
And quit doing the homework. And so you actually have a mixture of straight up dyslexia, but because you never put in the effort, you actually can't spell.
Yeah, I had dyslexia, and I also just...
Because of it,
I wanted to succeed so bad that
you had the fear of failure.
I was so scared of failing that I just stopped trying. And so because of that, it put me at a disadvantage already. Like, I had 2 disadvantages, which equal 1 whole disadvantage with dyslexia.
So math's not your strongest either.
Actually, I'm pretty good at quick math, but don't test me on it because I don't want to be put on the spot.
It's too much pressure.
Yeah, no.
But no, I would say you were for sure.
Thank you.
But yeah, so I will say though, from you starting LSM, Life School of Ministry, to working here, I've noticed an improvement in your spelling.
Thanks, bro.
And you don't let it hinder you, where you've embraced failing and you've been improving.
Thanks, bro.
And you've been learning to spell new words. And when you mess up, you just ask people to like fact check you really quick, and you you keep moving, and
Thanks,
I think
bro.
that's dope, bro.
Dude.
I'm proud of you
Wow, thanks, bro. I feel so encouraged now.
for sure.
Thanks, dude.
All right, dude. I think right now we should cut. We should go into. We should get the tattoos.
You think so?
Should we talk a little bit more about what tattoos we should possibly get? So cactus for sure. Basic smiley face.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's 2.
Yeah, absolutely.
How many's on the spinning wheel? Should we put in 10?
I think there's like 12
we should
sections.
put in one of the sections. We should put like
Bryce picks.
Bryce picks. Yeah.
Okay. Absolutely.
So
Dude, honestly, I would get the Nike swoosh and the golf. That literally that logo right
Nike
there.
Golf.
Yeah, like that.
What about because we're both fans of Nikes, and how about this? If it's you get these Nike Dunks tattooed to you. So he has to do this Nike Dunk.
That's so posery though. That's like a Chad thing to do, you know?
I know. And then
No offense to Chads out there, we love them.
I'll get the Jordan 1s.
I mean,
The
that's
original,
sick.
the
That's
Chicago's.
sick. That's sick.
What's wrong with the Dunks?
It's like hype beast.
So what if we both get the Jordan 1s?
I'm okay with that. I don't own a pair of Jordan 1s, but I'm okay with that.
I would like to see Bryce's actual artwork because that one's a little bit more complicated.
Okay, so Bryce is a freelancer.
Bryce bought a tattoo, not gun. They hate it when they call it a gun. A tattoo machine.
Weapon.
A tattoo taser. No, what do they call it? A tattoo machine. Yeah, just a tattoo machine off Amazon, right?
Yes, he did.
Yeah. Also, we should probably check his ink because what if he has that like?
It's infected.
No, because
That China
I
ink?
did research. I wanted to get my own machine before.
Okay.
And I did research. I looked up YouTube videos on, and they're like, don't use the ink that it comes with. Get this specific ink. This ink sucks. It'll fade. It'll turn a different color, and you're risking infection because it's like basically regular pencil ink.
Interesting. I think that
pen ink.
Bryce has given so many people tattoos that he's had to buy more ink.
Okay.
So
I would still want to do research on the ink that he.
we could even just go buy our own.
I think you have to order it. I don't know if there's a place where you
Oh,
can go.
okay. Well,
But yeah, still.
I
Amazon
actually-
one day shipped that thing.
we were talking about dyslexia, and it just hit me because this is how my brain works. That I have a funny story of a dyslexia moment.
Okay.
It's the first year of
Go ahead
LSM,
and tell us.
and we as LSM students were tasked to clean windows, clean the lobby of the church building, and I was like, dude, I'm gonna get some window cleaner and clean these windows. Turns out I used, what's the bald guy's name? The like Mr. Clean. I used Mr. Clean Meadow floor cleaner. Meadow,
Instead
not
of
window, but Meadow. And I put floor cleaner on the windows.
So
and
you
it,
put like harsh, aggressive, like
Chemicals.
degreaser,
Yes.
like cleaner on the windows.
Yep.
Yeah.
But what does a meadow smell like? Why would you put meadow? Like what?
Why would you put the scent in the name?
Yeah, no, it didn't make any sense. Anyway, it stained the windows pretty bad.
Did it?
I
How
had
did
to
you
get
it off?
I forgot. I used some kind of mixture of alcohol. What's that? Hydrogen peroxide, and some other chemicals, and was able to get it off.
Speaking of hydrogen peroxide, did you guys ever have parents that you have a cut and like put hydrogen peroxide on?
All the time.
I just found out from TikTok it's a bad idea.
Really?
That actually not only attacks like the dying cells, but like kills all
The
the
good
other
ones,
stuff
too?
around it too.
Interesting.
Yeah, and it prevents it from like I forget the scientific word, but basically from scabbing over when it
Wow.
should. Yeah.
My favorite thing to do is to dilute hydrogen peroxide and put it in my ears to clean them.
Bro, this is an underrated satisfaction of life.
It feels so good.
It feels so good. It cleans out your ears.
Little
All the
bubbling
wax comes to
sensation.
the surface.
Absolutely.
If you guys haven't done it, lay your head on your bed.
Yep.
Have your mom,
Make sure you dilute it though.
your wife.
Yeah.
I've never diluted
Your
it.
grandma? Whoa.
Really?
Straight
Why
up.
dilute it?
I figured that it was because it kills the good and the bad. That what if you have good in
But
your
it's
ear?
not an open wound.
Your brain is
It
a
just
direct. Your ears are direct.
I don't
oh my
think
gosh.
it's reaching your brain.
Your ears are a direct hole to your brain.
I don't think it's reaching your brain. But so you'd rather water go straight to your brain.
I mean, yeah, because imagine.
I don't think you need to dilute it.
Imagine hydrogen peroxide on your brain.
But lay on your bed, lay your head flat on the table or something. You probably want a pillow because you're gonna be
Yeah.
there for a couple minutes.
yeah, and it feels
And it's
fantastic.
comfortable.
Allie, what's the
How long
time?
have we been?
How long have we been going?
36 minutes.
Oh wow.
But we'll cut some of this out. We started off pretty poorly. We've caught a rhythm though.
You think we started off poorly?
I think so.
Wow.
Allie's shaking her head, but
You don't think we started off
Allie
poorly?
again. Allie's that person that likes you so much, you can do no wrong.
Yes, and also you're pretty critical of yourself. You are kind of hard on yourself sometimes.
You posted a clip of me speaking today.
Yes, I did.
And I can't listen to it.
He has not listened.
But I really need to because it's good feedback for like next time.
I think it's phenomenal.
I struggle to listen to it. I listen to like my Sunday messages. I can't on my Wednesday night messages.
Why is that?
Because my Wednesday night messages, I used to when I first started, and I speak every Wednesday. From Thursday to Wednesday, I would work on my message.
Okay.
My message doesn't start till like Tuesday-ish, Wednesday.
But they're solid.
Thank you. But it's like you have content, but it's the communication that I feel like struggles, that cringes me out a little bit. I need to give more time to it. It'll get back there.
You are so kind of, you are over, what's the word I'm looking for? You're overbearing. That's not the word I was looking for. You're working pretty hard.
My boss is just overbearing.
Oh yeah, that's the correct context for that word. I was gonna say you're in charge of Connected Life.
Connected Life
media right now.
So, yeah, like I'm kind of over media right now.
Media. But you're still over it. Yeah. You still have to make sure things get done. And also youth. That's 3 departments.
You've done a lot for media recently, though. Oh. You've been really good at your job, by the way.
Thanks, bro. Appreciate
that.
So
I don't really do that
more
much.
Encouraging.
But I should be posting on social media more. But it's just a lot of
I completely
energy.
Understand. You're good. But he does a lot right now, so I completely understand why it's like, oh shoot, Wednesday's here. You're not God, you know.
Yeah. But shout out to God's grace, you know what I'm saying?
Amen.
But that's why I have a hard time listening to Wednesday messages.
Yeah, I hear that.
But plus again, go back to what we started talking about. All the kids are just giving you death stares. They're making out in the back.
Yeah.
Dude, Wednesday, kids got up and left a lot. Everyone was moving 24/7.
No, I
front row, walk straight from the right side, straight across the altar, and then out.
Wow.
Yeah.
Who was that?
Kyle Hoynes. I love you, bro.
Hey, Kyle doesn't walk away sneaky.
No,
he doesn't.
Most middle schoolers don't, though, and that's okay. We have grace for you, too, bro.
Yeah.
You have grace for me in my speaking on Wednesday, and I have grace for you walking around barefoot and
flip-flop wearing.
Wednesday was a crazy one, dude, because you have the middle schoolers that run around on rollerblades. I love you guys so much.
Do.
For real, I'm not making fun of you. I love you guys. They're rollerblading around. There's this new thing where the middle schoolers are starting to embrace that they like the opposite gender. Have you noticed this?
It really is. It's kind of awkward.
And so they're running around being like, I don't like him. So-and-so said I liked him, and I don't like him.
Yeah.
And then, but they do like them.
Yeah, you'll see 2 middle schoolers of the opposite gender. They'll fight each other. And you're like, hey, what's going on here?
But they're flirting.
Yeah.
And we've all been there.
We've all done that.
But that's what we're getting to. And so you have the rollerbladers. You have the fist fight flirters.
Yep.
You have the
awkward couple in the back that just cuddles.
The youth leader that brought his dog in.
Shout out to my brother.
Shout out to David. He brought a dog.
Don't bring your dog back.
I'm delivering the message of my life, and this all of a sudden I hear woof, and I literally stop and I go,
put your dogs away, dude.
Is that a dog?
It was.
And it was a dog.
Yeah, he barked more than once. He didn't hear it, but
yeah. And then by the end of the message, I go, what did I say? I asked someone to respond to something.
You said
say amen or something.
Say amen and stand up. And they didn't.
They didn't, dude.
All the leaders stand up, and the kids are just like staring straight at you, dude.
Youth ministry, though, I literally wouldn't change this. I think it's the greatest job in the world.
Genuinely, youth ministry is one of the best jobs to get into because, like, we're making a podcast. Like, if we worked a regular job.
We get to do so many fun things.
We wouldn't go to our boss and be like, hey, can we make a podcast? He'd look at us like we're stupid.
Yeah.
But like we're like, hey, we're going to make a podcast. Like, that's a great idea.
One time we had a gaming thing going on. So we streamed on Twitch.
Came
and played video games.
Yeah. We've also done a lot of other things, like we put bounce houses in the church. We've done bull riding. We did a thing called Jailbreak in the woods with a 60-foot lift.
There's this thing going around where people surf on the table.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Like human surfing.
Yeah.
People be texting me. I've had 4 people saying, hey, you should do this.
And they're leaders in the church. They're leaders in the church.
No, but we've also already done it.
Yeah.
We were way ahead of them.
Way ahead of the game.
So it's a great gig. But also this podcast is our life, dude. We don't finish talking about one topic. we're talking about something, and then something else comes up, and
It'll keep going.
We brought up what the tattoo should be 4 times.
Yeah, but speaking of this podcast, it is actually sponsored by Cole Kelly's Lawn Maintenance. They're a great lawn maintenance company. If you're looking for someone to mow your lawn with excellence and precision, call them. So thank you for this. The ad revenue.
Speaking of that,
I don't know.
Speaking of that, most people pay for their ads. A sponsorship means we're paid.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
So
it was a
Cole Kelly
sponsorship.
Lawn Service is paying us?
Yep.
Sweet.
Yeah.
My mom was just complaining about
Frick,
a weed
dude, I
not
actually
being
don't-
sprayed.
Actually, those were dying last time I was there.
They were dying, okay.
They just didn't get sprayed enough.
Okay.
They were really strong weeds.
Yeah. They really Floyd Mayweather that thing. They fight to, they go.
And honestly, dude, if
they
your
go
mom
10 rounds.
wants to come complain, she can do it to my face. No, I'm kidding. I love you, Jennifer.
Hey, let's get tattoos, bro.
Let's do it.
Roll the tape.
I don't want to stop.
Yeah, I know, this is fun. I think we should keep going because if there's like content that's better than others, we can just keep playing that.
I think we go for an hour and then filter.
What if we bring Zach in really quick?
I think we do that.
And
Let me
just-
call him.
Yeah. Should we use the other mic?
Can you stop it?
5 seconds.
Hit the. We're back.
We're
we
back,
got
baby.
we got tattoos. We put our clothes on that we were wearing earlier. That's how we're gonna intro it.
All right. Also, we got the special guest, Pastor Zach Camp, is with us
Welcome to the
for
podcast.
the very first youth
Dude,
podcast.
honestly,
Shout out, dude.
what a privilege, dude.
Yeah.
You're our first guest. How does that make you feel?
Honestly, it's pretty incredible right now. I mean, I feel like of all the people you could have picked, I should be your first, but still, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. And if you do a bad job, we just won't put this clip in the podcast.
It'll be cut.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But what I think, actually what's likely to happen is if it's good, you're going to put it in, right?
for sure. Yeah.
But if it's bad, you're still going to put it in.
Some of it will still be
in there because
We'll just make fun of the bad.
Yeah.
for sure.
yeah.
But there's plenty of bad from us too. So just no pressure, dude. Just breathe. Take a deep breath. There we go. All right, let's get to chit chatting. First of all,
hold on, before you get to
Yeah,
chit-chatting, I just have to say publicly, I've said this in private, and all good things in private at some point in some way must become public.
interesting.
And so, yeah, write that down, but don't do it in all cases because it could be bad.
Yeah.
Anyways, dude, your hat,
Thank you, bro.
honestly,
Thank
dude.
you, bro.
what
I
a
think I'm
vibe.
gonna wear it in every single podcast.
I absolutely think so. We should also just wear black shirts as well.
Just black shirts.
Am
We
I-
actually, okay, if you had to make up a name for the podcast right now, because right now we're just calling it Youth Podcast, but we've experimented, we've thought about, we've considered giving it a name.
Yep.
If you had to, like right off the dome,
Right off the dome,
yeah,
I'd say pearls in a bucket hat.
pearls in a bucket.
But that's
hat.
just Caleb.
But that's just me.
Well, no, because I'm not talking about a person, right? You're just talking about a title that grabs people's attention that honestly doesn't make, it's not like you can like make sense of what it is. So you're like, what the heck is this podcast about?
Yeah.
That's actually a good name. Pearls in a bucket hat. I like that.
Right? Because honestly, what is
What if we both just wore pearls in a bucket hat every time?
Oops.
But you started something, and then I had to add on to it really quick before you change.
But that's how, honestly, for the people who don't know, that's kind of how we roll anyways.
Yeah, it is.
always interrupting each other.
No, I mean, like, I have an idea and you're like, okay, there's like 5% that's a great idea.
Stop edging with that.
And I've got a 95% of that, a better like idea that'll actually make it worthwhile.
For sure.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, anyway, sorry, I cut you off to start that because I wanted to get that out of the way, so go ahead.
No, you've given us a lot to think about. We'll put it into the we'll put it in the bucket hat, and we'll probably draw eventually.
Yeah.
Perfect. I like
Right now
that.
it's just youth podcast,
Youth
but
podcast.
I like the creativity. It's out of the box.
Smart thinking.
You know, I'm just here to throw things against the wall, you know?
So you were previously a youth pastor as well.
That's correct.
For 4 years,
I think it was actually about 3.5 years.
3.5 years, dude. So am I at 3 years?
I think you're at about 3 years
Because August
now.
of
So you got
2019,
half a
right?
year left,
So
and then
Oh, yeah,
August
you're
of
right. August 2019.
3 years.
You got-
So I almost
you-
passed you.
Yeah.
Almost, but not yet.
Not yet. But you knew we'll relate to this because we started off the podcast talking about just like things youth do, especially in a service. And I just want to talk to you about it's Thursday, recording this on a Thursday.
Yeah.
We don't know exactly when we're going to post it, but yesterday, what was yesterday? July 6th. We had our youth night. A lot of things happened. So first of all, the youth decided that it would be cool that they could just pick up their chairs and place them wherever they would like.
Yep.
Okay.
So that happened. On top of it, and we already shouted out his name, Kyle Hoynes.
Okay.
Okay, he gets up from his seat, walks straight across the front to go to the bathroom. We have.
What's happening when he does that?
He's flipping his flops, dude.
I'm speaking.
No,
I'm speaking.
You're in the middle of your message.
Yes.
Okay, context is everything.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you for that. Also, we have, and I love them dearly. They bring rollerblades to youth. They run around on the rollerblades.
Multiple sets of rollerblades, not just one pair.
Who's there? Are they staying unnamed?
Oh,
there's a lot of them.
We'll leave them unnamed.
Okay, there's a group.
There's a lot of them.
Okay, I'm following.
And we also had a leader bring a dog in.
Yeah.
David.
You know that.
Yeah. He brought a dog in that barked during the message.
We won't name David. Go ahead.
We won't name him.
Okay.
He barked during the message.
Broward.
Yeah.
Okay, barks in the message.
Yeah.
Got it. So we've got a kid walking all the way across the front, with really loud flip-flops.
Yes, smacking him.
Smacking him.
I think he was barefoot.
No, I saw flip-flops.
Flip-flops?
Because the possibility is he was barefoot and he's smacking his feet so hard it sounds like flip-flops. So we've got a kid walking across the front. We don't know if it's flip-flops or just bare feet that smack the ground really hard, right? We've also got a dog that somehow made it into the auditorium and stayed in the auditorium.
Yes.
That is not being silent.
It's not a service animal either.
We've got a group of rollerbladers.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Wow.
There's also the group that cuddles in the back.
So also then we started talking about what people do when you're speaking.
Yeah.
So you written this message, you prayed about it.
Yep.
You've put your blood, sweat, and tears into your preparation.
Absolutely.
You've wrote it out.
Yep.
You've practiced it. You get on stage and you're delivering the message of your life. And in the back, there's these kids exchanging Skittles, right?
Mm-hmm.
In the back, there's these kids making out.
Yep.
There's kids falling asleep.
100%.
There's kids talking.
Every time.
And then there's kids in the front row that decide it's time to go to the bathroom. Walk straight in front, as if you're not there. Because I don't believe they know you're there speaking still.
Yeah, that's likely.
Yeah.
That.
And so it's just the reality of speaking in youth. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that's probably one of the greatest things people can't prepare you for.
Yeah.
Right? Because there's already all this pressure to preach. So for most people, in my experience, when you step in as a youth pastor, this is the first time that you're going to preach on a regular basis.
2 kids that refuse to give you a courtesy laugh, a courtesy amen,
even raise your hand.
Sound
really even
whatsoever.
Raise their hands.
They don't care.
Yeah.
They don't care.
Yeah. That's tough, but you know what? I feel like
but you miss it.
But I miss it.
It's the best job.
You know what? Because you know what my experience was for real is for sure you could sit for an hour and talk about all of the kids that weren't doing something, but on a momentary serious note, there's always 3 kids where you're like, dude, let's go.
I would say even
what
6.
did we say? We
6.
really said that.
Yeah. That think you're the coolest person ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we were in your youth group.
Yeah.
Y'all were in my youth group. That's true.
Yeah. Explain us as youth students, because we've been roasting ours a little bit, even though they're amazing.
Yeah, go ahead
I
roast,
love them all so much.
Us.
But explain us as youth students.
Even the podcast director was in there in some capacity, right? At some point.
No, she was a leader always.
No, I'm saying in some capacity.
Oh,
in the
yeah.
room.
She's always a leader.
Yeah.
But as a leader, though, right? Okay. So my point being is everyone in this room,
was in
we
your youth
all
group.
rode together at some point.
Yeah.
In youth ministry.
Yeah.
In some fashion, right? Okay. So what was it like? Wow.
You got me in a lot because you got me as a student.
Yep.
You got me as a leader. You got me as a paid assistant.
Actually, yeah, it was kind of I got you as just a youth.
Mm-hmm.
I got you as a youth who hated me.
Now, if you just repeat what I said,
No, but you
Okay.
left out a really important part.
Okay, I hated you. That's true. Because I was on the worship team as a drummer when you weren't even the youth.
Exactly.
So you also got me as a youth student on your worship team.
So that's my point.
Who
I wanted
did
to
hate
include
you.
there was like a brutal element to this whole.
And now we're brother-in-laws, and I love you.
Yeah,
So.
I love you too.
All right, thanks.
Aw.
Thanks for just y'all all need to know that. So what was it like having you? At which season though? Because man, it's like so different.
Just give
the
maybe
best
a story from all of us, or
The best
or
of the-
maybe just an experience that you remember from us.
Yeah, either the best or the worst season.
Yeah.
Just pick one.
Maybe one
You
of
pick
each.
one. Whatever you think would be.
Maybe
applicable.
roast us and compliment us.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So I'll start because
Start with me.
I'll start with you.
I'm the director.
So
Now you can-
the roast really comes not from me as like youth pastor, because by the time I was youth pastor, you were like my dog,
yes,
right?
that's true.
Right. So it would be back when you were on the worship team.
Okay.
Okay, so you were.
I was the drummer.
You were the drummer.
Yeah.
I was the worship leader.
We had an awful worship team. Let's just point that
We
out.
had an awful worship team. The worship leader may not have been above that mark either.
Who was the worship leader?
I was.
Okay.
So to be fair,
You were above the mark.
not much.
No, you were.
A little bit.
Yeah. You were just, I think you had zero grace for people that weren't good, I think.
Yes. At least to the level that I was at.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know why, I just expected everybody to play at whatever level I happened to be at. So it didn't work very well. So I would have this expectation that everyone shows up when the time is and show up knowing how to play stuff. So we get to this moment
Yes.
and you're just like, hey, I'm not coming. Well, we had this. It was.
But at this time too, to paint the picture, I didn't even play in practice. So I thought, dude, I'm not even needed. I'm gonna hang out with my friend.
Yeah. So.
But I texted
How often
you.
did you play on the worship team?
At this time, not at all.
Okay, just some context.
I just showed up to practices.
You just come in. Didn't you'd sit in like for a few minutes here and there to get some like reps in some? Because you did
No,
play.
And I do have
no.
to say, I want to add something to this. I also was a drummer on your worship team when you were the worship pastor or the youth pastor, and it was awful.
Wait, you played?
I played drums too. I was on for a very small stint
With me?
with you. Yes.
Okay.
Really?
So
and
it would have had to have been
I wasn't-
incredibly bad because
I
I
wasn't-
don't have any
I
recollection of
wasn't
that
very
point in my
good.
life.
I was
so
not
must
very.
have blocked out.
I was not very good, but I could keep tempo. And you
Cole, are
also,
you making this up right
I'm
now?
genuinely not making it up.
Are there
I
any
would-
witnesses?
Yes, a lot. I would show up to practices. I would ask to play, and basically the answer I got was, "You need more practice." I was like, "Okay, well, at least let me practice and practice." And it was, "No, you have to watch Ben Medina or Mike Cubello play."
You got Mike Capello though?
Mike
Yeah.
Cubello didn't go to church at that time.
He did. He
Here.
showed me.
No, he played for our youth group before he ever
showed
came to
me-
our church.
he showed
No,
me-
I realized
He
that.
showed me a couple things. Genuinely, you can ask him because I have messages on Facebook Messenger about it all.
All right. Well, you know
Just
what? I'm
saying.
just going to choose to trust you here because
I
I
have
have,
the
no
same- I have
recollection
the same
of you
experience.
ever. In fact, if you were to ask me right now, I would have bet money you've never picked up sticks.
No, I play drums.
So this isn't really interesting.
I
moment
went
for
through.
Me.
I went through the audition. Mike Kirkland was there. You were there. Michaela. I played some kind of fast song.
What year was that?
Oh man, it was probably 2019.
17.
You think 17?
You was not.
Yeah, I
3
was-
years
Yeah,
ago.
the point I'm
Definitely.
making, it was probably during a traumatic point in my life, which
It
is why I
was
don't
when.
remember it.
It was when. Yes, traumatic. Yes.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, I'm also sorry. I'm not gonna. You can just roast me. I'm not gonna interrupt you anymore.
Yeah, okay, thank you for that. So, whatever our relationship or agreement was, clearly my expectation was that everyone shows up, regardless of what you were doing at rehearsal, right?
For sure.
I mean, obviously.
Yeah.
So you text me and say, "Hey, I'm not gonna be there," but you don't tell me why.
Yeah.
So I'm like, "Why are you not gonna be here?"
And then you ask me why. Yes.
Yeah, and then you say, and then what was your response?
I think I responded with something very sarcastic
Extremely.
and disrespectful. I think I said,
Just give the people the overall like vibe.
I just said something along the lines of, dude, I'm hanging out with a friend. Is that good enough for you? or something like that.
It was. You told me what it was, and then it was something like it.
No, I think first I told you, bro, I'm just not going to be there. Like, that's all you need to know.
I think it was something.
And then you're like, you owe, you're committed to this team. You owe an explanation to the team. And I just said, well, I'm hanging out with a friend. I'll see you later.
Yeah, something like that.
Dang.
Yeah. So if you'd asked me at that time, would Caleb be successful in life? I'd have said no.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and clearly I was wrong. Thank God. Right.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Praise
Here we
Jesus.
are. We're on an incredibly successful podcast, reaching millions of people.
Amen.
Amen.
I found receipts.
Prophesy.
You found receipts.
Yeah,
This is actually incredible.
I texted Mike Cubella April 5th, 2018 at 1:23. I said, hey, are you going to be at practice tonight? And he goes, I will not return to the worship team until May because of the baby.
He still texts like that, by the way.
And that was his first baby.
Almost like a computer.
Yeah, that was his
Like
first.
it's Siri responding.
That was his first baby. So I just want to say there is a text message of that.
Okay. All right.
So-
Well, I did, to be fair, I did say I'm going to choose to trust you here.
Absolutely.
So
Thank you for trusting me.
yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, so that was a moment of roast. It's kind of a roast, kind of not.
That
a roast.
was like
It's
the
just-
beginning of. It was almost the beginning of the beginning, but also the beginning of the end. So like that.
True. That's a very
it got-
accurate statement.
It got rougher than just those messages after.
Yeah. It,
Yeah.
It did get rougher, but there was a lot of roughness going on, so I don't really recall what that was, because when I was youth pastor, I went through a lot of trauma.
A lot.
Yeah, which will just take me right over to Colt, right? So Colt
dear
was part
God.
of this group of students that probably the best way to characterize is zero character. So, right? Like,
I would agree with that.
yeah, so like, and the issue was, what's actually not too bad of a problem is when you have students with no character, but it doesn't like leak anywhere else. It's like, yeah, I get it. Like they do their own thing. You don't really ever know when they're telling you the truth, but it's like whatever. It doesn't really impact you a whole lot. Except
You just let it be.
yeah, you hope for more for them one day. Mm-hmm. The issue with this particular group of students is the element that was their parents, right? So
They
they
about
would
to roast your parents on this too.
Yeah, no,
it's
it's
kind
okay.
of weird. You're going after my parents too.
No, I'm not yours specifically.
Oh no, yeah, my parents weren't.
No, I'm
involved
talking like just at an
in
overall
the
level.
group's parents.
Exactly.
Got it.
See, because what would happen is Cole and this group of people were always up to something nefarious. Yes, I use that word.
That's a big
intentionally.
word.
That's a big word.
Go ahead in the comments and just drop the definition for us so we can research it later.
Absolutely. So they were always up to something, right? Just kind of
Mischievous.
clearly they believed they were living their best life. The issue is it would impact each other in such a way that it would constantly cause me to have parent meetings. Parents were always coming to me with the problems they created.
Bro, 3 years in, maybe 2 parent meetings.
Yeah, dude. Honestly, I'm getting emotional just wondering what that would be like because it sounds amazing.
But it was also never because the parents were mad either. It was always like... Well, I'm not going to explain it, actually.
Yeah, probably better let that one go. So what my parent meetings were like, just so everyone's got some context, were more like, I want you to kick this student out of the youth group, right? So I'm like, well, I'm not going to do that because, see, the problem is they want your kid kicked out too, right? So clearly that's not the way we resolve this. But it never fixed anything. So I feel like it was just my cross to bear,
Yeah.
It wasn't
For sure.
intended to be fixed. I wasn't called to be taken off that cross. I was called to endure that cross. Is what I think.
I think I would have kicked the parents out of the youth group. You know what I'm saying?
No, can
Like,
you
I don't
expound
want
on
to...
that?
I'm not actually kicking your student out. Let me make that clear. But your student's no longer allowed to come because of you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm kidding. I wouldn't have
Like
done
collateral damage. You
that.
would do
Yeah.
that.
What
Like, you
consequences?
friendly fired your own child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What some people I don't think realize is you are probably one of the most gentlest, loudest lions in the herd or in the
Gracious.
pride. What's that called? A pride or a herd?
It's a pride.
Is it a pride?
Pride Alliance.
Thank you, Cole. Dude, I'm so proud of you right now.
Thanks, bro.
Hey, in the comments, show Cole some love right there. That was big time. Okay, I wasn't even sure.
I got you, dude.
Dude, thank you. Okay, so what a lot of people don't realize is you come out like,
Guns a-blazing.
dude, Caleb's probably going to put someone down right now.
Yeah.
And then you get into the moment and like suddenly he's cradling you and singing you a lullaby, and you just feel so good about your life, and you're not even really sure what happened.
No, you have no idea.
I'm not really sure if it's a gift or what yet. I'm kind of still sitting
Bro,
out
me
and
either.
analyzing.
I think it's
a blessing and a curse.
no. I think it is a gift that what do you call it? I can't think of the words right now. Like a gift that's like
Keeps on
becoming a
giving?
weakness at the same
Oh.
time.
So like a
You know what
like a
I'm
blessing
saying?
and a curse. Like exactly what I just
You know
said.
what I mean? Like when your greatest
kind of
gift
what-
becomes
Like a blessing and a curse. Would
Yeah.
you say that, Zach? Would
Kind of like what Cole said.
yeah, interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like that.
yeah. Do you have any good stories about us?
I still don't think I was being done roasted.
Yeah, you kind of jumped from him to me. Was my
Okay,
experience.
yeah.
Back
So
to me.
here's the roast. Honestly, so here's the roast. There's a lot of things I could say, and unfortunately, this is the roast. I can't say any of them publicly.
That's a big roast.
Yeah, that's the problem. And it's actually kind of what makes it so funny is it's probably not
You just
safe to talk
can't.
about any of them publicly.
I don't even remember most of it, actually. It would be so much fun for me and you and maybe some other people just to sit in a room and for you to
Without microphones.
absolutely just
Yeah.
talk about it.
or with, but not for the sake of YouTube.
Yeah, for the sake of the staff.
For the sake of like 20 years from now.
Yes.
To see where we made it.
That would be funny.
Okay, but can you start with...
None of my stuff was not talkable though.
No. Yep. You were.
Thank you so much for watching, for tuning in. We'll probably be posting a podcast once a month.
Once a month.
Once a month. We'll have
12
a couple...
podcasts a year.
Yep, we'll have a couple different segments. Honestly, though, if you guys enjoy the podcast, it might be more than once a month.
Give us some feedback.
Give
What
us some
should we
feedback.
do?
What should we do?
What should we talk about?
Yep.
Who should we have on?
Yep.
Should the director make a quick appearance into the podcast? Should
I
she
think-
never make an appearance in the podcast?
I think she doesn't.
All
make an
things we're
appearance,
interested
but-
in knowing.
Yeah.
But
All right. Well, we're out of here.